In today's edition of the Body Type series, I am going to be talking about flattering a curvy hourglass body type. Hi, this is Netta Manley. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my whole goal for this channel is to help you build a wardrobe and a style that you love so you look beautiful and feel confident every single day, like my beautiful friend Janet. So Janet drove a couple of hours. We're a couple of hours away from each other here in central-ish Florida. And I'm so excited to have her here because you've been a member of my Ageless Style program. You're one of the original members of the style program. So for a little while now.
It's been a while.
A couple of years,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, about a year and a half maybe.
I just feel like we've known each other a lot because we have really gotten to know each other, and I have just so enjoyed having her in the program. So Janet has light warm coloring. So beautiful kind of strawberry blonde hair. She's a warm, but on the lighter side of a warm. I know, that gorgeous color. And so you're going to see Janet's really strong and beautiful kind of attention to her color palette showing up in these outfits. She just does such a good job with her color palette and her color choices. So yeah, so you're going to see her use her own colors in this video. Now, Janet is a Style Dial Red. As you can tell, Janet and I are twins. So we both have the same body type, and one of the reasons I want to illustrate, obviously, Janet is taller than I am. I'm wearing high heels, and she's wearing flats. But you're 5'7"?
Yes.
Okay, so she's 5'7", I'm not, but we both have a Style Dial Red body type. So that basically means we both have an hourglass body type. Both of us have shoulders and hips that are balanced with each other. They're about the same width and a defined waist, right? Mm-hmm. But the similarity stops there. So even though we have the same general outline of our body, you can tell that we are not the same person, and we do not have the same physical features, even from the, forget the hair and the coloring and everything, but even from the neck down, we don't have the same physical features. So Janet, so we always talk about body silhouette, we talk about vertical proportions, and then the other thing we always talk about is body features. Now Janet has a fuller bust, so we're going to talk about, because I know many women have a fuller bust, and it's a challenge.
It is.
When you're getting dressed, to not have that tent-like effect, to not have the ski slope effect, all of the different things. We're going to be talking about how to flatter your body with a full bust and how to play up the beautiful natural curves in a Style Dial Red body type, and at the same time make everything continue that proportion that you've already got in your body type, right? Because one of the things that you'll notice with somebody like Janet is, although she's very proportional from here to here, because her bust is fuller, there are going to be outfits that are going to make her look more or less proportional. So we're going to play with those proportions and play with some outfits.
I have a lot of room from here to here as well. So
Yeah. So because she has room from here to here, I've mentioned this in previous videos, she can do things with scarves and with necklaces. That's someone who, a lot of times when women have fuller bust, their bust starts up here. Yours don't. Yours doesn't. Your bust, you have plenty of space in this area, and it doesn't give you that kind of shorter neck where the bust starts just below, that effect. So if you do have that bust line where you don't have a lot of space here, you're gonna have to be extra careful about boat necks, about turtlenecks. Those are just not going to be your friend. And about doing anything really funky with scarves and necklaces here. Because Janet has a fuller bust, but her bust is lower down, she has that space to work with and to have a little bit more fun, a little more drama.
I like drama.
Yeah, only in our outfits though.
Yes,
right?
only in our outfits.
We only like drama in our outfits. Okay, so we're going to come back with Janet's first look. Okay, I'm back with Janet, and I wanted to share my first tip for dressing a curvier body type, a Style Dial Red hourglass body type, particularly if you have a full bust. And that is to go monochromatic. Now, you do a really good job at this.
I love monochromatic.
Yeah!
I kind of stumbled into it, and then I did a whole week of putting together every monochromatic outfit I could get in my closet.
It's so easy. I mean, you're always like, what goes with what?
It's easy, but they look good.
But they
I
look
like
good.
them, and they look good on me, so that's what you're always going for.
Exactly. So it's really, the monochromatic is going to be one of the most flattering looks for anybody. The only person who might want to avoid monochromatic is someone who doesn't want to look thinner and taller. For the rest of us, the rest of us, the 99.5% of us who like to look slimmer and taller, monochromatic is going to be a really flattering look. So one of the things I will say is that Janet is, we talked about having a fuller bust. And so monochromatic is going to be even more flattering if you've got curves, wherever those curves may be, right? So it's just going to keep the eye moving up and down so that you're not focused on just one part of your body. One of the ways, if you are curvy, now Janet's proportional through the hips and shoulders, but if you're curvier, especially in the lower half, is to wear white pants with a white top. That is almost on anybody, unless you feel like you're very long and lean, on almost anybody, wearing white pants with a white top is going to be the most flattering way to wear them. So a lot of women are like, well, I've got more shape in my lower half. Can I wear white pants? Sure, just wear them with a white top. And I would say even in Janet's case, because of her bust, I really prefer the look of the white pants with a white top to the white pants with a different color top. So I'm going to show a picture of Janet wearing the white pants with the rust top. This is a picture you shared in the group. I absolutely loved this outfit, but I think you'll agree that the lines when you're doing white on white is going to be just this lengthening and slimming line of doing white on white. So this is the most flattering way to wear white bottoms. I'm also going to talk about and we'll get into that a little bit more, about you're going to see different pant silhouettes on Janet. Now this is a skinny pant, and a skinny pant is, it's up to you how you feel about a skinny pant, but when you're trying to balance a part of your body, for example, if you have broader shoulders, a skinny pant is probably going to amplify your slim legs. Women with broader shoulders a lot of times will have slim legs, and you're trying to balance out your body. Now, Janet, where we want to create balance for you is with your bust. So we're going to try to balance out the bust. So you're going to see how different pants kind of create different silhouettes and different effects. So what do you think of this white on white?
I love it. I feel a little pale sometimes, but if you get the right color white, I think that's important as well. Yeah.
So, depending on your coloring, now Janet has warmer coloring, so she's gone for an ivory, creamy color here. You're going to want to pick the right white for you, first of all. Second of all, you might want to think about, do I need to add a little more makeup? Do I need to add color close to my face with a scarf or with a necklace or with earrings or with, like a different color lipstick, however you want to do it. So you may want to bring a little bit of color up close to your face if you find the white a little bit hard to wear. But I love this effect of white on white. Now, because Janet is wearing this monochromatic look, you don't see a strong line here, right? Like you really can't see the line. If she was wearing this white top with a different color pants, I would suggest wearing the top higher. And not because, she doesn't have the body type where she doesn't want to draw a line across her hips, because she has proportional hips. But it's a more, with your Fashion Fit formula, it's a more flattering length for you to have that beautiful, beautiful waistline emphasized rather than drawing the eye downwards. So it's also a more contemporary look. So highlighting the waist is more in style right now than highlighting the hips. We're not seeing a lot of tunics as much. We're seeing more tops that are kind of hitting in this general area. So wherever that nice spot is for you here, that's where you're going to want the top to end. Okay. What do you think?
I like it.
Okay, so we're going to show you another monochromatic look, because it doesn't just have to be white and white. A lot of times people think it's just black and black together that makes a chic monochromatic look. On Janet, black and black is then going to be her best option. This is so much more flattering, and then we're going to show where she's going to use her own colors. Now, the first outfit that you wore just off the bat, that was green with green, that had a monochromatic element to it, and we're going to show another monochromatic look using some of her best colors. I am back with Janet, and we have another beautiful monochromatic look. So this is your color, right?
Yes.
And this color so well echoes the color of your hair. So just showing you a different monochromatic outfit. Now you saw these pieces in non-monochromatic looks, and they were very stylish and very beautiful. But if you want that lengthening and elongating look, a monochromatic outfit is definitely a great option. Now, one of the things I want to point out is that these are not exactly the same color. They're close, but they're not exactly the same color. And that not only is totally fine, but it's also a really stylish and kind of contemporary look. So,
which is kind of cool because when I grew up, it was like it had to match exactly, or it's like, oh, well, don't buy that because it'll be really hard to match.
Yes.
Now it's like much easier to shop because
Yes.
it doesn't have to be the same.
Exactly. So if you're like Janet, you've got warmer coloring, and maybe you're bringing a lot of rust into your wardrobe. Rust has been very trendy the last few years, and you're buying rust from here and rust from there. You know, they're not going to all be the same shade of rust. We've even noticed, you know, obviously not all blacks are exactly the same depending on the fabric and the saturation level. So that doesn't matter. Wearing them together is still going to be a beautiful, elegant, lengthening look, especially neutrals. If you're combining different shades of the same neutrals, it's an extra luxurious and elegant look. So I love this on you, and this would definitely be like, you know, we talked about fixing outfits. Janet's outfits weren't broken before, but to me this is a little bit of a step up from those outfits, even in terms of just flattery and just elegance, which I love. What do you think? You like it that way too?
I do like it.
Yeah?
It needs a scarf.
It needs a scarf. We're going to get to that. So she's under accessorized for Janet and for me because we both like stuff. We're going to be talking about necklaces and scarves and how they interact with the bust line in one of the next segments. Okay, I'm back with Janet, and the second tip I want to share is how to balance the bust. So Janet has a proportional body type through here. The hips and shoulders, we've talked about that already, are very proportional. But what can throw off the proportions a little bit are some of the other features that we have in our body. Maybe in your case it's a bum, maybe it's, you know, muscular calves, whatever that is, that's going to be a feature that is really a prominent feature on you is going to be something that you're going to need to address when you're getting dressed, right? So Janet, it's the bust line. And because of her bust line, and I've even said as a Style Doll Red myself, I've noticed that sometimes we can look a little top heavy. We do have a strong shoulder line, and we have a bust line. So if you don't have, you know, if you're Style Doll Red and you don't have a full bust, then you're going to find that you can play with these guidelines a little bit more. If you do have a full bust, and no matter what your body type, if you do have a full bust, one of the suggestions I would say is if your bust is something that people notice, like it's prominent enough that people are going to notice it,
yes.
right. You're going to want to balance the volume that you have at the top of your body with the volume, a little volume at the bottom. So I'm going to show you a couple of outfits of Janet's where she is wearing fitted bottoms. And of course the angle of the pictures is going to play a role in this. So if you're shooting, you know, your legs are going to look slimmer and your top half is going to look, you know, broad, your shoulders are going to look broader, your bust is going to look bigger. But I've noticed in my own outfits that sometimes skinny jeans will give me a little bit of an imbalanced effect where I look a little bigger at the top and my legs are like extra skinny, even if you don't feel like you have super skinny legs.
And I don't think I ever noticed that until the boot cuts became more popular and I tried a pair on, and then it was like, oh, because the skinnies really do kind of give me that triangle effect.
Yes. So Janet tried on 3 pairs of jeans and shared the picture in our program. She's in the Ageless Style program. Shared the pictures in the group, and like it was a unanimous decision. The first pair that was the boot cut that she's wearing here were so much more flattering. So I'm gonna pop a picture up of the boot cut so you can see kind of the full length. But what you're trying to do is you're trying to add some volume at the bottom of your outfit to balance the volume at the top of your outfit. It's very simple. It can be a straight leg, it can be a boot cut, it can be a jogger, but it's going to be, you know, it can be a wide leg, a palazzo, a flowy, but you want a little bit of that volume at the bottom. You want pants that are not too tight. And we have all been wearing our pants a little bit too tight. A lot of the skinnies have a lot of stretch in them, and we're starting to see some lines here. And when you see lines here, it's a sign that the pants are a little bit too tight for you. You can throw them in the dryer and put them on and see if that stretches them out a little. You can do some calisthenics. But we want...
I could use some of those.
Right, we all need that. I definitely need calisthenics. But what we want, it's not a contemporary look right now to have skin tight. You know, unless you're wearing leggings, it's not a contemporary look right now to have skin tight pants. So this to me is such a great look for you. Let me just focus on a couple of things here. We're going to get into this a little bit more in future tips, but the waistline is defined. Janet has a beautiful waistline. I love that this jacket, which is worn out, and it's like an overshirt really worn out. It hits at a great length here, and it also vertically intersects her bust so that the bust is downplayed. So you're not noticing the bust, you're noticing the beautiful face. So yeah, so I think this is such a beautiful and flattering outfit. And when Janet first put it on, I was like, yes, a million times yes. I love that effect for her. So if you're ever, trying to work with your fuller bust, consider a layer on top, not too long where you're adding volume and extra shape here where, none of us really want that. And it's also, again, not that flattering, but where it's hitting you right in this middle area here where she has it and intersecting your bust and really kind of making everything look vertical and more proportional. So I love it. Well done. She did this on her own. I did not put this outfit together for her. This is all you. I just wanted her to put it on again and show it off. Okay, so we're going to show you another outfit where we balance the bust. Okay, I am back with Janet, and here we're wearing sort of a tonal look, right? It's not tonal like that it's green with green, but these are colors that are on the same kind of quarter of the color wheel and really blend beautifully together. So I love this navy with the forest green. Now these pants are kind of a jogger, but without being, it's just sort of a faux leather straight leg style. It doesn't have the cinching around the ankle, which actually makes these a little bit more versatile because you can dress them up a little bit more easily. But it's a beautiful, slightly looser fitting, it is a looser fitting silhouette for you. And that I feel really balances Janet's bust line better and just creates a really flattering look.
And they have pockets.
I'm sorry, if you do not have faux leather elasticized waist pants in your wardrobe, what are you waiting for? Aren't they the best thing ever?
Oh, yes.
Right?
I wear them when I travel because they're so comfortable.
Yeah, and you wipe them
know.
clean. You wipe them clean. I mean, they are my favorite. I'm definitely taking mine to Scotland with me this summer. Like they're chic, they're really comfortable, and they're very easy to care for. I mean, that's all my boxes checked right there. So I love this look on you. One thing, and if you want to face the camera a little bit, one thing I wanted to show is that when you're wearing a top that is a thicker material, this is a velvet top, so it's kind of a more substantial material. Sometimes a delicate necklace can get a little bit lost, and you want a little bit more of a strong, chunky to kind of match the fabric. So you're wearing a silky top, you can do something delicate. If you're wearing something like I'm wearing a silk top, if you're wearing something a little bit thicker, you want a thicker necklace. So this is my necklace, we threw it on Janet. I think it's really pretty with this top, but it just kind of pops a little bit more against the top. So I love that. And so don't be afraid to mix those colors from the same side of the color wheel. So when you're looking at, those are going to be analogous colors. I believe that's the right term, analogous colors, the colors that sit next to each other on the color wheel, combine them. So we've shown how you can combine, different neutrals different shades of the same neutral to create a monochromatic look. And now you can combine tonal colors and analogous colors to also create interesting and different combinations with the things in your wardrobe. Okay, I'm back with Janet, and the third tip I want to share is to highlight the waist. This is very, very critical if you're a Style Doll red or blue or purple body type, well, especially Style Doll red or purple, but it's especially important if you have a fuller bust, because we know what can happen if you lose your waistline with a fuller bust. You have that tent-like effect, right?
I hate that.
Yeah,
I hate that.
Yeah, that looks like a maternity top. Nobody wants that. And so, highlighting the waist becomes even more important for somebody with a fuller bust. So what I had Janet do here was, she's wearing that beautiful sweater that has a beautiful scalloped trim, but she's wearing it tucked in because we really want to show off that waistline. Now this top is a little bit more fitted, so yes, she could wear it out without it swallowing her up or creating that tent-like effect. So if you want to see can we take the top out, and we can, and I'm also going to show the picture up here of when the top is out, so you can just kind of see the difference. So here it's longer, her waistline is kind of lost. So even though it's not tenty, because it does come in underneath the bust, and if you want, one of the things I've talked about in previous videos, celebrities like Jennifer Aniston, people that always look effortless, but that it takes a lot of effort. When you look at their t-shirts from the side, their t-shirts do not come down. Their t-shirts go in. and then out. And it's because they have those little alterations made so that it really fits them properly. So Janet has that with this top. It comes in under the bust and then skims the front of her body. So that's a great detail. But because of the length, her waistline is lost. And your waistline is just one of your like, wow features. So if you, even if you don't love your waistline, play with the length of your top. And if you have your Fashion Fit Formula length, that's going to be really helpful. Play with the length of your top here to find a length that highlights your waist without amplifying any tummy area, if that's something that you struggle with.
And that was something that I struggled with because I weigh more than what I would like to weigh right now.
Like most of us.
Like most of us. And so I always hesitated to tuck because I didn't feel like that would be flattering. But I decided to try it, and in the end, you take a picture one way and a picture the other way, and you look at the two, and the proof's in the pudding. It's like, oh, well, that does look better. Or, I found that like the first outfit with the yellow top and the white one underneath it tucked, the same thing. It does look better. Yeah,
it definitely does. So if you have, now Janet does not have a lot here, and that's one of the reasons tucking. So she may feel like overall she's put on weight, as many of us do. As Estelle Del Red, she puts on weight all over.
Yeah.
So she's not just putting it on here. If you feel like you really do have a round and fuller tummy, you're really going to want to play with that. I would say you might want to look at intersecting the belly this way with a top that ends, maybe not tucking, but having the right length top that can draw a line across that area and maybe kind of minimize it or downplay it a little bit.
The cropped jackets and sweaters that we're seeing, I'm having a lot of fun with those too.
Those are magical for defining the waistline without amplifying the tummy area. So this is a beautiful like outfit combination for you, but it is so much prettier to me, if you don't mind showing that waistline again. When it's tucked in a little bit, and you can see her waist, it just makes such a big difference. So don't be afraid to highlight your waist, even if you feel like, oh, I could lose a couple of pounds, or maybe I'm not at my ideal weight or whatever. Even if you feel that way, experiment with it and do what Janet did. My suggestion is always take a picture before and after. Just get used to seeing what you look like in your clothes. You're going to learn so much about what works and what doesn't, right?
Yeah, it should be fun. Play with it.
Exactly, it should be fun. Okay, so we are going to come up with the next tip in a minute. Okay, I am back with Janet, and we are going to talk about the next tip, which is to flatter the bust. Now, necklaces, necklines, and scarves are critical when it comes to flattering that bust line if you have a fuller bust. So I'm going to pop a picture up here of Janet where she is wearing a scarf, a necklace. She's wearing a black t-shirt or something underneath that beautiful yellow jacket. Now, the first thing I will say is that I really prefer a vertical neckline for you in general. Obviously, this is a fun square neck, but in general, a vertical neckline is going to be really flattering. As a woman with a full bust, you want this area showing 99.9% of the time. Avoid boat necks, turtlenecks most of the time. If you want to wear a turtleneck, layer it under a jacket to create that vertical line. But you want that space showing because that's really going to balance your bust. Okay, so in this picture, Janet is wearing a necklace and a scarf, right? The necklace, I feel like in this picture, needs to be moved down to your Fashion Fit Formula point, which is going to be about an inch above your this is specific to Janet, just so you know. This isn't a general point. This is your specific Fashion Fit Formula point. It's going to be right around here. So I felt like the necklace was a little bit too short in the picture. So if you get your Fashion Fit Formula length, and you're like, oh man, all my necklaces are the wrong. Amazon has necklace extenders. They're super easy. You can play with the lengths of your necklaces, and you really want them to hit at that spot. It's going to be beautiful. Now, the other thing Janet is doing in this picture, she's wearing the scarf the way that she's wearing it now. Now, I'm going to talk about scarves for a second, but scarves can be very challenging to wear if you've got a full bust. Now, one of the ways you can wear this, there's so many creative ways to wear a scarf. Janet's hair is my dream. Look at this hair, is beautiful. Like, I think if she did a tie, do you mind turning around so we can see that, like all the way around? Like if she could do like a long ponytail with a beautiful tie like that. I think that would be incredible. Like, that's just my dream.
I actually have one of those on my Pinterest board, and I've never taken the time to do it.
Oh my gosh, totally try that with a scarf. There's so many ways to wear a scarf besides just around our necks. You can wear it as a belt, and then you want probably on the side or like the front here, you'd want the line to go down that way. You could wear it looped around your handbag. You could wear it looped around your handbag. There's so many beautiful ways to wear a scarf. Now, I felt like the way that you wore the scarf in this picture kind of stood off of your bust a little bit. Mm-hmm. So this is what I would suggest.
It's the tint effect that I get from things that are not.
Yes. So it is this tent effect, the ski slope effect. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have you face the camera so everyone can see. Now the first thing you want to look for in a scarf is you want a scarf with some weight to it and some heft to it. If it's really light and fluffy, it's going to sit off of your body. Okay. And it's going to like create extra volume there. The other thing that you want is you don't want your scarf to exactly match your shirt or jacket. Because again, you're adding a lot of volume. You're wearing a yellow shirt and you've got a yellow scarf and no one can tell the difference between the scarf and the shirt. You're adding a lot of volume there. So you want contrast between the shirt and the scarf. And you want a scarf that's got some drape, some weight to it so it hangs down and not out. Okay? So those are two key things. Now you're going to loop it around so that one side is shorter than the other by quite a bit. Then the side that's longer is going to go around. Now we're going to pull your hair out here because we don't want to lose that beautiful hair effect. Okay? So, and then you're going to keep this loose. You don't want to go up. You know, one of the reasons you don't want to go up is if you have a full bust and you've got a shorter neck, that's going to shorten your neck. Janet doesn't have a shorter neck, but it's just a more flattering look to just kind of wear it like that. And then I would tie it, actually we'll go this way because that's the longer side, and we're just going to loop it like this to the side and wear it like that. Now, on the side is going to create a more asymmetrical, and this is probably a little bit long, but on the side it's going to create a more asymmetrical look, which will further minimize your bust. Now, if you did it right here, you're like, look at my boobs.
That was one of the things that I struggled with. One of the reasons I tend to wear them just hanging, because I already have, kind of a shelf here, and when you put a bunch of material up on it with it, that was no good. So this is great.
Yeah. So doing it on the side like that is a great way to kind of create that asymmetrical line, which really downplays the bust.
That may explain one of the reasons I really like asymmetry in clothing.
It's always going to be a way to minimize a part of your body that could otherwise be prominent. So another way that Janet could wear this scarf. And
I like my shape, so I'm not necessarily trying to minimize, but I do want to balance.
Exactly. That's a really good point. So we're not trying to pretend that Janet doesn't have a beautiful bust line. What we're trying to do is balance the bust line with the other parts of her body so that we see her whole
So if you are shy about it, the tips work too, and that,
if you really do feel
is
like
the best
you want
of both worlds, you get the balance and a bit of minimization. And for me, like some of the pictures earlier, I look like I'll tip over if I'm not careful with, the tight bottom pants.
And it's really hard to see that by looking in the mirror. We've got to look at a picture and we get that clear idea. So I would say you could also do a little bit of a looser, because you have the space here. If you don't have space here, this may not work for you, so experiment. But like if you I didn't tie this or loop it well in the back, but she's got this kind of like loop effect, which is going to bring some color close to her face. If she's wearing white and she's feeling like it's a little washed out or it's a little fair, like you can bring color close to your face this way. So, but the way that I would not recommend wearing it is maybe long and loose the way that you wore it before. The only way that you can, if you want to do that long and loose look, is to do it with a coat. Now, if you've got a coat that stands off your body a little bit, like it's a heavier coat or even a trench coat, and you loop it around the neckline of the coat or under the collar of the coat, that's a very stylish look, and it stays off the bust, so it's not like doing this, right? So scarves are really a challenge for many women to wear. If you've got a shorter neck, if you've got a fuller bust, a scarf is going to be a challenge. So I hope that these strategies gave you some ideas on how to wear a scarf successfully. Okay, I'm back with Janet, and we're continuing our conversation about flattering the bust. We talked about scarves. We talked about the importance of a vertical neckline, of really showing this space when you have a fuller bust. And again, like Janet said, it's not about minimizing, it's about balancing. But if you want to minimize, you're going to want to lean into these even more. So vertical neckline, or showing this neck space, is really important. Getting that point, your Fashion Fit Formula breastbone point, hitting that point with a neckline and with a necklace is going to be the more that you feel like your bust takes center stage, the more important hitting that right point is going to be for you. This necklace is a longer necklace, and because Janet does have a fuller bust, I feel like if you look from the side, you can see it kind of hangs off of the bust a little bit, right? So I feel like this is too long for her. My suggestion would be, and I know I always talk about vertical necklace, vertical necklines and longer necklaces for Style Doll Red, but if you have a fuller bust, that's going to be the first thing. That's going to be the first box you check, and then the Style Doll Red comes after that. So I would bring the necklace up to here. This is such a pretty necklace. Oh my goodness. Actually, she's still creating a vertical line, but she's having it end. Let me see if I can get this. There we go. So we're having it end above her, at her pivotal point. Now she could also go a little bit lower with this and have it end at the next point here, but maybe a little higher. So you're gonna want to play with that a little bit. You want it either above the neckline of that top, at the neckline of that top, like right in that area. You do not want it to come below the bust, because if it comes below the bust, it's going to be hanging off. And I have a moderate sized bust line, and I have experienced that where I'm like, oh, look at the necklace dangling off the edge of the precipice. That is my bust, right? So stunning necklace, beautiful accessory, beautiful choice that brings, like, the colors in the, if you guys could see, I'm going to try to put a close-up of this necklace, but the colors of the necklace and the color of Janet's eyes and her coloring, it's just a beautiful combination. And so you want to wear it high, or you want to wear it above the bust line if you've got a fuller bust.
My husband picked that. He's got good taste.
He does have good taste. It's gorgeous. Okay, good job. Good job, husband. Okay, we're going to come back with our final tip. I'm back with Janet with our final tip, and that's to layer effectively. Now, we're going to talk about the big bust again, because it's,
it makes its way into everything.
It does. It makes its way into all of our conversations. But one of the things that I think is much more flattering when you are working with a fuller bust is to layer with structured pieces more than with drapey pieces. Now, this is a structured piece. This is a woven fabric that has a little bit of shape and structure to it. Not a lot, but shape and structure to it. It doesn't mold to the body. It stands off the body a little bit. It gives the body some extra structure. And I find this to be much more flattering on a fuller bust than something that is drapey. And I'm going to show you why. Now, this, first of all, like, this is perfection as a layering piece. This is a chambray top. Hits at the right spot. It vertically intersects the bust line, and it kind of creates this nice long line where you're looking at Janet and not looking at Janet's bust. That's the point, right? We want everyone to see us, to see our overall beauty and sweetness and personality, which you have tons of, and not just, oh, look at the bust. She's got a great bust. But we want the whole picture. So I love the structure that this gives. I love the added interest that it gives to an outfit. I mean, she may not wear it exactly like this, although honestly it does work. But it's a great layering piece all fall, spring, and definitely summer long in Florida. Like, it's a great layering piece. You can layer this over anything where you want a little coverage here, and you also want a little extra flattery and interest to an outfit. So
typically I'll do it over a tank in one of 1,000 colors.
Yeah. So Janet has the world's most enviable collection of tanks in all the colors of the rainbow. So this is a great look for a tank and a casual look in the summer with a great pair of pants or a great pair of shorts. So you want that extra layering piece, a little bit of warmth for when you go inside the frigid, air-conditioned places in Florida, and this is a great layering piece for that. Okay, now
I was just going to say that the completer piece was like an eye-opener to me as I was learning to put together outfits, because I would throw a top and a bottom on and figure out, well, I don't know why my outfit's bland and everybody else's is, stylish and lovely. And it makes such a difference to have that third piece.
Yeah, it is critical, and it's a key component of outfit creation is to have a third piece. It doesn't always have to be a jacket. We do live in Florida, but it could be an accessory sometimes. But a jacket is just the easiest one most of the year round. So love this look. Now we're going to show you, we're just going to do this here. We're going to show you what it looks like when Janet replaces this structured layering piece with an unstructured layering piece. Now, first of all, I will say that this unstructured layering piece is too long, in my opinion. Now, if you want to wear this in a more flattering way, and actually it's not even as long as it's this. Okay. So it does have this, it's not a waterfall in the front, but it's got this it's longer in the back than in the front. So you are creating a little extra interest here. Also, as I will link below how to wear a cardigan without looking old video, and cardigans that come to here or to here are going to be a lot easier to wear than cardigans that end here.
But just more contemporary now.
More contemporary. They're definitely more modern. It's a fresher look. But I want you to face the camera so we can see what a drapey layer does to you as opposed to a structured layer does, right? So this is going to further amplify the bust line. It just, and honestly, it's not just the bust, but if you've got curves anywhere in your body, notice how a knit will hug, whereas a structured fabric will skim. And what we want is skimming for the most part. So especially for a layering piece, you want that layering piece to skim. You don't want it to skim.
I like really tailored looks. So maybe the knit is under and the layering piece is more structured, because I like something because I have a large chest. I like it to not hang off me. I want it to fit more to me, but that belongs underneath, not on top.
That's a very good point, because you don't want your clothes to swallow you up. You don't want everything to sit off of your body like that. We're looking for balance in outfits. Now, that structured top jacket top that Janet was wearing over the top worked really well over a fitted top. So if she was wearing a looser top, this would work better than it does right now. I would still say she would want a little bit of room, but you want to balance fitted and flowy in your outfits, and that includes a top and a layering piece. If they're both fitted or they're both flowy, you're going to have an imbalanced outfit. That outfit had a fitted top underneath a flowier jacket, but the jacket wasn't overwhelmingly flowy. It wasn't boxy, it wasn't long, it wasn't like swallowing her up, so that combination worked. This is tight over tight, and that's why this isn't working as effectively. Now, if you were wearing a cami that was a little bit drapier, like a silky top like this that was a little bit drapier, and then you put the cardigan on over the silky top and you had more volume here, then a knit as a layering piece would be much more effective. So keep that in mind. If you're wearing a knit on the bottom, make it a woven on the top. If you're wearing a woven on the bottom, make it a knit on the top. So balance that fitted with flowy element. Really, really good point. I'm so glad that Janet brought it up, because that's a key to why these work together. So I love these illustrations. I hope that you found these helpful. I loved having Janet here. We've been trying to get together for so long. So yeah, it's been long overdue. And she just got in her car this morning and drove out over to see me. And and took the day off, played hooky from her beautiful daughters and all of the things that life has going on for her. So I'm so thankful for women like you, the women in my style program that have really allowed me to just interact with them and enjoy styling them and dressing them. I feel like I have these beautiful human Barbie dolls. That
I'll be your Barbie doll anytime.
Yeah, that I get to dress all the time. It's like truly such a privilege.
Oh, it's so much fun for me too.
It's been a really just a blessing getting to know
and educational. I mean, my wardrobe has gotten so much better. Even with all the stuff that I already had, I've gotten rid of very little, just things that really didn't work, and made the most of what I already had, and it looks so much better.
So, Janet, like we were saying, has been in the Ageless Style program for about 1.5 years, and she has done what she needed to do, like in her wardrobe, really tried, really experimented, really had fun, really leaned into it, really supported other people, and has really made the most of being in the program, and has just allowed her natural personal style to come out. And it isn't a matter of, I didn't tell you throw away all your clothes and start over.
No.
Yeah, so learning to work with what you have and then bring in the pieces that you need that are going to work with what you've already got in your wardrobe, that's a key that's going to help you really elevate your style and feel like the best version of you. And Janet like lights up any room she walks into. And so it's like I said, it's been an honor to work with you. So if you guys want more information about the Ageless Style program, I'm going to put a little clip at the end of this video for you to check it out. And thank you, Janet.
I highly recommend.
She's the best. Thank you guys, and love you. Thank you so much for joining us for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, this is Netta, and I'm so excited to tell you about my Ageless Style program. As of this date, over 1,000 women have explored their personal style, figured out what works for their bodies, and become confident in their style over 40 using my Ageless Style program. It is the only program of its kind in the industry, and I'm so proud of it. It includes community, accountability, and plenty of support from me in the form of body type analysis, color analysis, all of the things. Everything that you need to get your style to the confident and relaxed and effortless place that you want it to be over 40 is included in the Ageless Style program.